Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Tenna and welcome to the shit show circus that is my channel. Today's video a little bit late. I know we're already a week or two into March, and I really wanted to go over my February favorites just because there were so many good things that I found in February that I totally vouch for, things that I've been reaching for every day, things that have totally changed my skin, things like that, and I just really wanted to share it with you guys. I was going to film this and put this up on Wednesday, but if you saw my last video, you saw that I was beginning to struggle a little bit with some food poisoning, and after I had filmed that, I had gotten significantly worse over the next few days and honestly could not film because I just did not feel well. So anyway, fast forward about 3-4 days now, I am much better. I'm 100% me again. Everything's functioning as it should. I'm hydrated again, so we're all good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over my February favorites even though it's like March 10th. But it's okay because the items are still good. So before we go ahead and jump into this video, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then we will go ahead and jump right on into the video. First things first, hopping into this, I got quite a few favorites that I found in the month of February, things that you may have seen me use in some of the videos that I've already posted, and also some things that I have just accumulated and maybe been using behind the scenes that I think that you guys should know about and should really get your hands on. First thing that I'm going to go on, no surprise here that I'm going to talk about this. It was so good that I made 2 videos about it, which is this guy right here. It is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. I completely swear by this palette 100%. If you have not gotten your hands on it, I know that it's sold out and I know that he had it on pre-order. I am not entirely sure if the pre-order is still available, but if you are waiting to get this bad boy in the mail, waiting for it to come off of that pre-order, you are not going to be disappointed with this palette at all. It is awesome. I understand that it is a little bit bulky, so if you're looking for something a little bit more sleek to travel with, it's probably not going to work for you in that aspect. But I honestly think this whole box is just completely aesthetically pleasing. I think that it's a good collector's item to have. It's nice to put on display, things like that. I mean, it's made out of this like very luxurious faux leather. It is a very well done palette. And again, if you want to open it up and look inside, here are all of the shades that are inside the Blood Sugar palette. I have done 2 videos on this palette already. One of them I did a full review and I did an eye look with it, and another one I went over the versatility of this palette because sometimes it is difficult to look at this palette and think about how versatile it might be, just because when you open it, all that people are really seeing are these reds down here and these purples and pinks. They're not necessarily looking at all of the neutrals that are up here. So I mean, realistically, you can grab for this palette and just do an everyday bronzy eye look, and you won't even have to touch any of these red ones, and then you can go nuts and go red. You can add a little pop of color, a little pop of red, a little pop of pink. There is so much that you can do with this palette. It's not even funny, and it's to the point where I've been reaching for it almost every day. So I definitely vouch for this palette. I think it's amazing. I think everybody should have it in their collection. So that is that one. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next makeup item. Next up, one thing that I found just kind of by accident, I might be a little bit late on this one, is this guy right here. It is the No Problem Primer. I know that I saw a lot of other YouTubers using this, maybe 6 months, 8 months ago, things like that. And I just never picked it up just because I've got different primers and sometimes I don't use primer. I don't necessarily always think that primers do much for your skin. I tend to buy primers that are hydrating because I have such dry textured skin, and I know that the girl that was checking me out at Sephora like really raved about this when she saw that I was buying it, and I definitely vouch for it for somebody with dry skin. I don't necessarily know if this is going to be good for somebody with oily skin, but I know that it was very hydrating when I put it on my face, and it did actually help to minimize the look and texture of my skin when I would put my foundation on over it. I do have a much smoother canvas when I use this, and I also find that I get less oily throughout the day. So I definitely like this. I think it was a little bit pricey. I want to say it was like $18 for it, but if you look at the amount of product, you get 1 fluid ounce of product in here. And trying to think of what all my other primers have in them, if I can find one. I'm sure that they all are maybe around the same. Yeah, this is also 1 fluid ounce, which is the Dr. Brandt Luminizer Primer. I use the hell out of this. Yeah, 1 ounce Smashbox primer, stuff like that. So it looks like all my primers do tend to have about 1 ounce. For some reason this bottle looked like it had more, but I mean, I think you get quite a bit, and a little bit goes a long way with this stuff, so you'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. So if you have not tried this yet, I definitely do recommend, you know, giving it a try, maybe going to Sephora, asking for a sample. Alright, next one is, this one was actually kind of a shocker to me. So if you think back to my last videos on my high-end dupes, where I had my dupe videos for the different eyeshadow palettes, there was a Huda Beauty dupe, and there was also one for the an Anastasia Beverly Hill palette, which I have not done a video on yet, which I will soon. I will do my dupes part 2 for you guys. But one of them was this guy right here, which is the Honolulu bronzer, and it looked just like the Hoola bronzer. I actually have been reaching for this every day. I'm wearing it today to bronze my face. Normally I will normally reach for my Kat Von D Shade Light palette to contour and things like that, but I've actually been reaching for this. It's much warmer, whereas like the Kat Von D one is a little bit more cool toned. But you know, as it gets sunny outside, things like that, I'm looking for more of like a warm bronzy look. So I've actually been using this. It blends like a dream. It's very pigmented. I like it, and I think I only spent like $5 on it on the Wish app. So or the Hush app. I think they're the same thing. I want to say it's the Hush app. Hush app. Hush. Yes. But yeah, that's where I got it, but I definitely recommend getting one of these if you can't really afford to do the Hoola bronzer, which the Hoola bronzer is actually way too light for me. It's actually like my skin tone, so it does nothing for me. And the Honolulu bronzer is a little bit darker, so it does make a nice contour bronzer for my face. Alright, next thing on the list. I am so late to the game on these. I did not get these until last month, and then I also got them in the Wet n Wild goth-o-graphic collection, which are these guys right here. It is the Mega Glow highlighting powders. All I have are like these crazy colors right now. I cannot find my gold bronzy ones. They might be in a makeup bag somewhere, but I just have these. You know, this one's kind of like a bluish purple, this one's like a whitish purple and like a pinky red. These ones came out of the goth-o-graphic collection, but these things are so damn pigmented. I swear by them. I mean, they're about, what, $5 a piece. I'm gonna go ahead and rub my finger into one of these for you guys and just kind of swatch it here on the back of my hand for you. So that is what that one looks like. It's kind of like this nice purple. Like, they're so just blinding for $5 for a drugstore highlighter. And then even then, when I picked some up at Walgreens, they had them on sale for 2 for $5. So I grabbed me quite a few of them. Let me see if I can find my gold one. I don't know, y'all. I have so much makeup. Sometimes I cannot find all of the things that I use. So yes, but I do have like some goldy bronzy ones, but definitely I have slept on these. I know that these have been kind of a cult favorite for a while. If you are like me and have been, you know, sleeping under a rock and haven't really been paying attention to what's been going on in the world as far as makeup goes, for $5 you can't beat it. I would run to your local Walgreens or even go on to wetnwild.com and pick up a couple of these for your arsenal. I think they work a lot better than some of the high-end highlighting powders that are out there. And speaking of Wet n Wild and highlighters, this by far is the most blinding, beautiful, wet highlighter I have ever seen in my entire life. And this came out of the goth-o-graphic collection, which is this guy right here. It is their highlighting powder dust. What is it called? Their Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder, and it is in the color Moon Tears. And so I am a huge aesthetic for, you know, like cute things, but you can kind of see there a little bit. The sifter holes are in the shape of a skull, and I think it is the cutest thing. But this highlight, you guys, you have to be like careful. Like, I feel like this highlighter should come with a warning label because you can most certainly put on too much highlighter with this. I'm actually wearing it right now, so if you can kind of see, if the light hits it the right way, what this highlight looks on my face. And I also have it on the inner corners of my makeup. It is such a blinding highlight, and it's also, you can also see it in the goth-o-graphic collection overview that I did last week, where I first put it on. Like, it is so blinding, and this guy is only $5.99. Like, that is absolutely insane to me. The fact that we're paying like $40, $50 for these crazy highlighting palettes from like ABH and things like that, which is not a big deal. You know, they have great formulas, but the fact that people are able to put things like this on the market for $5 and it is like far more blinding than some of the stuff that's already out there, like, That is insane, and it is such a beautiful highlight. It blends out well, and I was worried just because it is such a light one. Some of these lighter colors tend to look a little bit ashy on the face, and this one doesn't. So for as like pearl white as it looks, I don't have that ashy cast on my face when I'm looking straight forward, which I definitely appreciate. This is such a good highlighter. So definitely recommend getting your hands on this. I want to say it's sold out online, so I would kind of keep tabs on it just to make sure that, you know, see when they restock it, things like that, and get your hands on it. I don't necessarily recommend getting the entire goth-o-graphic collection unless you are collecting the boxes and you'd like to have it that way. We'll go over why later, just because there are certain cult favorites out of that box that I do like, and there's certain things that I don't necessarily like. Moving on, this eyeliner I've actually been a huge fan of. I actually got this in my Birch box before I canceled it. Yes, I canceled it because y'all keep sending me too much shampoo and a whole bunch of crap I don't need. It's not what I put on my profile. Literally every single like box that I would get would be shampoo samples and some type of like tiny primer. Like I've got so many tiny primers and I have so many shampoo samples. Oh, and blow dry stuff, which like I totally appreciate it, just because, you know, I do blow dry straighten my hair a lot. So I do appreciate like those heat protectant balms and things like that. But like, y'all, I have like 10, 15 of them. Like literally, like I could like not go out and buy heat styling product and just live off of the samples that I've gotten for like the next 2 years. It's ridiculous. So I canceled it because like I frankly don't have enough space for all these samples. But anyways, this was a good thing that came in the box. It is the Vintage by Jessica Liebskind. It's their smoky eye pencil in jet black. This is probably one of the best pencils I've ever used as far as for like a smoky eye. I'm wearing it on my waterline today actually, and I think that it blends out flawlessly when you go to smudge it into your eyeshadow along the bottom of your eye. I definitely vouch for this stuff. I think it just blends flawlessly. It's beautiful. It looks like an eyeshadow. It doesn't get that nasty kind of oily or thick just pencil feel that a lot of the pencils will get. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting one of these. I think that you can only get them online. I've actually never seen these in store, so I don't know where you could get them, but I'm probably gonna have to Google it just to find out where to get another one when I run out of this guy, because I've been using the hell out of it almost every day. So otherwise, last but no, not even last. I got few more things. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the skin portion of it. One thing that I found when I was walking through Walgreens and thought I wanted to try out, just because I know a lot of people have been getting the Neutrogena Hydro Gel Boost Gel Cream, stuff like that. That's supposed to be a really good dupe for the different water gels, like the Tarte one, you know, the Glam Glow one. There's the different types of water gel moisturizers that are out there, but Neutrogena also makes the Hydrating Boost Mask. And I decided to try them out. They're probably what, like $5, something like that, $4.99 at the store. And then every now and then, if you jump in there, you can actually buy them 2 for $5. These things are freaking cool, guys. Like, they're so cool. So like, they're not like your normal like paper mask. You know, I'd show you guys how it works, but I just did my makeup and I have to leave after this. But it's like a gel mask. So like, almost imagine like it's like a clear like gummy face mask, and it like literally like it adheres to your face. Like, it feels so weird. It's like this slippy like gummy type thing. It's really cool, but it has all of this like hyaluronic acid, things like that, and really helps to punch the skin. So this is really good for people with dry skin. I've noticed a difference using it. I brought a couple of them with me when I was in Denver for work last week, just because the air up there is really dry and my skin was dry and my face was not having it. So I brought a couple of these just to kind of maintain my face while I was there, and I would just pop one on my face at night. You leave them on for 15 to 30 minutes. I would do the full 30 minutes because I need all the moisture that I can get, to be frank. And I noticed a huge difference in my skin once I took it off. My skin instantly felt more moisturized. It felt very plump, and then even the next morning when I would wake up, my skin still had that moisture to it. I didn't have to worry about that dry, flaky skin that I had been getting from the dry air. So I definitely recommend getting this. It's definitely a good drugstore, you know, face mask type deal. You know, just because a lot of the skincare stuff that I have shown you guys is a little bit expensive on, you know, my channel, and it's not necessarily within people's budget, but this right here is something that everybody can get, and I think it works extremely well for dry skin. So pick one of these up. Otherwise, last but not least on my favorites list is something that I've just kind of been seeing around, and every time I like go onto Sephora or go into Sephora, like it always kind of catches my eye, just for like skin and like body stuff, which is the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. This is probably the best smelling stuff I've ever smelled in my entire life. Like, I have never smelled anything so good. I'm like lathered head to toe in it right now. And it's just like this very thick cream. It looks like so. Like, it's thick. Like, that ain't going nowhere. It's a very, very thick cream. It smells like, it's like this vanilla musk mixed with the beach and coconut and just like, I can't even explain it, but it smells so damn good. I love the smell of this. It is so moisturizing. It's so hydrating without giving you that greasy feel. And then, you know, it claims to have all these things where it says that it has caffeine in it and it'll tone your skin and all that stuff. I don't really believe in all that crap. You know, I haven't noticed a difference in any like my cellulite or anything like that. But I like it more because like I like the feeling of it. It absorbs right into the skin. I don't feel greasy, oily, anything like that after putting the lotion on. And the thing that's kind of cool about it is that you have to look extremely, extremely close, is that it has like shimmer in it. For those of you that hate glitter, like, hear me out on this. It is not like your glitter lotion or anything like that. It is like the most minute shimmer. Like, you literally have to like do one of these like super close to your arm and like look in the light just to see like a fleck of sparkle. So it's not like you're gonna look like, you know, Edward Cullen out of Twilight and look all sparkly. Like, it doesn't look like that at all. I think what it does and what I've noticed after I put it on is that it's just a little bit of that subtle, ever so subtle shimmer that when the light hits it, it just kind of gives your skin that very beautiful natural glow to it. So I think that this is going to be an amazing you know, lotion to kind of like reach for, or cream to reach for over the summertime, things like that, when you're getting ready to go into your bathing suit and you just kind of rub it on all over, and it, you know, you're going to smell like the beach for starters, and on top of that, it's just going to give your skin that nice, healthy, just that bronzy tanned glow. Like, it just, I don't know, my skin just looks so damn luxurious with it. I just look this, it just looked like I'm glowing. I'm like, whose skin is that, girl? That's my skin. And it's because of this. Definitely vouch for it. It is a little bit pricey. I want to say it's like 20 or 30 bucks. But a little bit goes a long way. Literally, I could do like a little finger dollop of it, and it covers like both of my arms and like my chest. Like, I literally have to do like 2 little finger dollops to do my entire body. So I think this thing will last a very, very long time. I did buy it in the set though. I think it's cheaper to do it that way, instead of spending 30 bucks, 25 bucks, or however much this is on Sephora. I did get the set that comes with the Brazilian Crush body spray that smells just like it, just because I love the smell of the lotion. If you actually spray this all over yourself with it, it prolongs that smell. So you smell like it all day, and everywhere I go when I wear this stuff, everybody's like, oh my god, what does that smell? Who smells so good? That's me. So if you also want to smell like the American dream, no, not even the American, if you want to smell like the Brazilian dream, like you just got off the beach, you want to smell like vacation, this is it, y'all. And it also came with this cute little chapstick that I've been using the hell out of, their Brazilian Kiss chapstick. I've been using the hell out of this. This works really good. I think it's kind of like a shea butter, really, really, really nice lip balm. So I've been using this, especially after coming back from Denver and having dry lips. So I recommend getting the set over buying it separately. That way you get a little bit more bang for your buck. I think you spend 10 more bucks and you get, you know, additional product that I've been using the heck out of. So anyways, that is it for all of my favorites for February. I do have 2 things that I did not like, and I will go over those really quickly, and then we will wrap this up. Otherwise, the 2 items that I did not like, first things up, not really a surprise here. It is this guy right here. It is the Marc Jacobs Shameless Youthful Look 24-Hour Foundation. Any of you guys that have seen my video on this, when I first put it on, and this was probably a really poor choice on my half, is that I decided to try it after I had just gotten a facial done. So when I get my facials done, I have got like perfect skin. There's no dryness, there's no patchiness, there's no textured skin. Like, I literally have perfect skin for all of like 3 days before my skin starts to go to shit again and like get dry and all these crazy things again. So when I first tried it, I was like, damn, this foundation looks good. It's amazing. Like, I've got this glow and I've got this, like, it looked good. I wore it all day. I went and partied, went and jumped on trampolines all day. I was taking shots of tequila, checked back in. I was drunk and partying, like all this crazy stuff. It's a crazy video. You should watch it. It's funny. but it was like, it was a beautiful foundation. Like, I swore by it. I thought it was really, really nice. And let me open this up so you can kind of see what it looks like. But yeah, that's it right there. And the thing that I also didn't really like about this is that for $48, I mean, I appreciate that it's like in a squeezy thing, but like, I don't know, just for it being in this kind of like cheapy plastic looking material for $48, I would have expected more. $46. Why do I keep saying 48? For $46, I expected a little bit better packaging, but I digress. But anyways, fast forward to about 5 days later when I was still using this foundation, I started to notice it really, really break down. You saw that combination skin in me come out. My dry patchiness, it clung to the dry patches on my face. Like, you can see all of the texture on my forehead. For some reason, it really, really, really sat in the creases in my nose. And then God forbid I got a little bit oily, which I do tend to get oily right in here. I have that combination skin. I was wearing my glasses while I was at work because I was working on a presentation, and when I went to take my glasses off, nobody said anything to me, but I didn't realize that all of the foundation, like literally every speck of foundation that was on my face where my glasses were sitting, stuck to my glasses. And the foundation, unfortunately, was a little bit lighter for me than I would have liked, just because they didn't have samples in Sephora yet, so we had to kind of wing it on what my shade was. But so basically you saw my skin peeking through that was like 2 or 3 shades darker. So I had these really dark strips right here of just like my normal skin like peeking through the rest of my foundation, and it looked so bad. Like, it was so embarrassing. So after that, I've never had a foundation do that, and I wear my glasses all the time at work, and I've never had foundation strip from my face like that. So definitely a hard pass for me on this. I've seen other people's reviews on it, and they're YouTubers and stuff like that that clearly have that perfect skin. Like, they're blemish free, they're not dry, they're not oily, they just have this perfect skin all the time, and it works well for them. I think that this is good foundation if you have perfect skin, to be honest, and it is what it is. So not a foundation for everybody. Last but not least on my I did not likes was in the goth-o-graphic collection, and this is just, you know, why I wouldn't recommend getting the entire box, was these eyeliners right here. I thought these were really shitty. You know, they retail for $3.99, so even if you were just interested in getting the eyeliners themselves, I would not recommend getting them at all. There is no pigment to them at all, and I think the colors are just weird. Like, who wants bubblegum pink eyeliner? Because I don't. Like, look at that. Like, that's not showing up on anything. Like, you can't even do a wing with that. Same thing with the purple here. And they're not very opaque. I think that they're a little bit sheer as well. And then here's the white one, which I think showed up the best out of the three, but still. Yeah, so those are those right there. I think that they're a little bit sheer, and they're just, they just look kind of like patchy. They're really gross. Like, in, I did notice when I did try to put it on and take it off that they got really crumbly and cracky, and I didn't like them at all. So I would definitely pass on these. But like I said, if you want to get the whole goth-o-graphic box just because you want to collect all the items, and by all means, like, do it. I mean, you know, these few things aren't going to break it. Everything else that's in the box is pretty good. All the highlighters are amazing. I do really like the liquid eyeshadows, and the lipsticks were okay. I know that there was some backlash on the lipsticks because they are advertised as liquid lipsticks, so people were trying them on as liquid lipsticks, and they're very, very, very sheer and crumbly and like kind of dry, but I tried them on as a lip topper with a matte liquid lipstick, and I thought they looked really pretty that way. So I think it just depends on how you're going to use them, but again, I think that they're kind of crazy colors, so, and I'm not really into metallic lips anyway, so I would pass on that as well. So anyways, guys, that is it. Those are my favorites and my hate-its for February. So hopefully this kind of helped you out. Hopefully I introduced some new products that you've never seen before. Hopefully this helped you maybe buy something if you were on the fence about it. And, you know, hopefully maybe this changed your mind on something that you wanted to buy and now you don't want to buy it anymore because I hate it. You know, just because I hate it doesn't mean you have to hate it. Just because I like it doesn't mean you have to like it. Every product works differently for everybody. So it's not, you know, a one-size-fits-all type deal. So anyways, guys, that is it. Thank you for following along, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.